Kind of nervous about making a video for you, Mason or Milo. I've actually been sitting here about half an hour or so trying to figure out what to say, since I haven't made my own video for you yet, and for some reason not doing that makes your dad think I'm not as excited as he is, but it's not true. But yeah, the camera timed out 3 times just because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to start with, so finally just told myself to ball up and hit the button and just start talking. Which is still really kind of weird, talking to a lens and no one listening right now. What to say? I had a sort of routine appointment today with the lady doctor, and we're at 14 weeks one day. Your heartbeat's in the 150s, so if you're anything like your dad, if you ran about 2 miles or so, your heartbeat would be about that at the age you're at right now, listening to this, watching this. But not a normal heartbeat for someone that's just relaxing, like you are right now, technically, in my belly. Let's see. Next time I go in is 4 weeks from now. I decided 4 weeks would be better because that way I only have to wait 2 more weeks before we're at the 20-week mark and get to see an ultrasound to find out if you are a Mason or a Milo. Depending on if your dad still wants Mason as a name. I think he jumps between naming you after him and his dad and his granddad and naming you Mason. Which I understand, wanting to name his potential son after all the sons he's been named after. But at the same time, I really like the name Mason, and it's one technically your dad came up with all on his own. I don't think he likes my choice of Milo, but I think it's cute and kind of tomboyish. I don't know. Then again, if you're a girl and you're not a tomboy, I can get used to the color pink. Not my favorite choice, but I know it kind of comes with the territory of having a little girl around. Again, even if your dad doesn't like it. He says if you are a girl, he'll tolerate it, but he's full of it. Even if he doesn't let me say that, he'll always interrupt me. But if you're a little girl, I think he'd reach a new level of protectiveness in his life. I know, in a way, he's protective of me. He doesn't want anything to happen to me. And, kind of has been ever since we met, which isn't a bad thing. It's a very good thing. It makes me feel safe. But no, if you're a girl, he is going to protect you with his life. No different if you're a boy, but if you're a boy, he'll teach you to kick someone's ass if they're going to try and kick yours. Then again, if you're a girl, he'll probably try and teach you the same thing, but a little differently. Let's see, what else can I say? I apologize about the crazy hair that's going on here. My hair was wet from being wet and tied up for the whole day of work. And when I finally get home, I'm too lazy to wet it down and fix it. Which, honestly, I can't help but wonder if when you're around and getting older, I care even less what my hair looks like. I'll probably happen. Be too busy. Probably be going crazy over how your hair looks. That will drive your dad nuts. If you're a boy, Charlie probably make sure it's cut even, but I think it's a given that it'll never be in the right state. Boys never keep their hair straight. Not until they're grown up like your dad. Also, boy or girl, if you receive a widow's peak like your dad, which if you don't know what that means, I'll explain it. That'd be totally awesome. Especially if you're blonde like me and receive a widow's peak like your dad. That'd be pretty epic. Yeah, your dad really honestly believes I'm not excited at all about the pregnancy. But it's kind of hard to explain even more, especially when he won't really listen. I'm excited in different ways than he is. He's excited because, hey, he's going to be a dad. He's looked forward to this for a bit of time now. I'm not sure how long exactly. He's still young. I'm still young, but he's 22 right now. I'm 26. I've been wanting to start a family appropriately since I was about 23 or 24, because that's the age my parents were when they had me. And I got to know my grandparents, my great-grandparents, and I wanted that to be the case for my kid. You. But unfortunately, you're going to be coming around when a few of the family members have already passed away. Which I really hope by the time you're watching this you understand everything about death, because then it'd be a little awkward to have to explain it after this video. But no, your great-granddad and great-grandmom on my dad's side, our dad, you'll never meet your biological great-grandfather on my mom's side. He's been long gone, since even I was little. But your great-granddad on mom's side, like the one great-grandma remarried, your great-grandma, not mine, he's really sweet. He's awesome. I love him. And you'll love him. Oh my god, he'll adore you. The whole family will. I think one people that I really wish you'll have been able to meet would be my Aunt Rory. And probably I'll have told you the story of what happened to her when you're a lot older. It's not exactly a story for a little kid. I really don't know what age we plan on showing you all these videos, actually. Depending on which videos he chooses to show you, since your dad probably doesn't censor himself much even now while you're watching this. But a lot of the videos are probably more PG-13 than anything, since he cusses a lot and we cuss a lot. It's just kind of our habit when we're here home alone. Which, by the way, I'm only really in this video alone right now because your dad is asleep. What else can I say? It's easy to run out of things to say when you're talking to yourself, technically. But I am excited about you. It's just, like I said, really different than your dad's excitement. When he first found out, that first week was, I don't know, it was like a fantasy. The morning we found out, he came up to me, he dropped everything at work, and came and visited me while I was getting ready for my work. Gave me a big hug and said whatever I needed, he was going to be there for me. Which is still proven to be true. If ever I really need something as little as ginger ale, he's gone out to find the best and brought home much of it, which I definitely make a lot of use for. I'm 14 weeks in, and just into my second trimester with you, and I still have morning sickness. So if you're a girl, maybe that will be something you'll be wary of if you're thinking of having relations with a boy and aren't thinking of having protection. Not a lot of, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of exciting parts of being pregnant. There's a lot of anxiousness, but I gotta say the sickness isn't so fun. I've actually only gotten sick once, actually the morning that I found out I was pregnant with you, but never since then. Willpower. Gotta love it. Otherwise, I mean, I tried telling your dad this, but it's kind of like watching a movie, a really long movie, about a girl that found out she's pregnant and seeing and hearing about little things that go on and somehow, physically sympathizing with her about situations in her pregnancy. The nausea in the morning. Oh my god, the intense hungers all throughout the day. Always feeling more hungry than you really are. That's the confusing part. I always prepare more food than I really end up eating. Still trying to figure that one out. Kind of settle on real portion sizes, which wouldn't be a bad thing for me anyway. Then I would eat it all. This girl in this, movie, mentally, I guess, that I'm watching, I know come October, she's going to be having a baby, but come October, it's me that's having the baby. Your dad says that I have a baby bump, but aside of said baby bump just constantly unzipping my pants every day at work, only at work, never at home, well, just at work, every day, I don't see any changes yet. I know I've gained a few pounds, but that could just be me really not doing as well as I intended to when eating healthy. Which doesn't mean I'm not trying. We have healthy things around the house, so definitely keep my snacks throughout the day to healthy ones. Like the grapes especially that your dad goes out and buys. I have grapefruit. I hope you like grapefruit. It'd be nice to share that with someone. Your dad eats it. But yeah, no. It's me that's gonna have the baby in October. And as worried as I am about being a mom, and worrying about if he'll be a good one, your Aunt Logan, or Fox if I still call her that, she insists that she's always known I'd be a good mom because I'm really nurturing. Definitely know that I'm overly protective. Which I guess can kind of make me nurturing. Just hard to picture me with a baby. I'm afraid to be around anyone else's babies. Kids, even, I just don't have that imagination anymore. But I've heard people also say that when you have your own kid, things change, that you don't mind playing pretend or putting your mind in a more creative state than you remember it ever being in years. And that'll probably be the case. It'd be cool if you... don't know what just happened. It'd be cool if you get the creative side from my family. Artistic. Find out what form you choose. If you go digital, your dad and I can provide everything you would want. My tablet should still be around. It's pretty good, pretty sturdy. You'll definitely have your own computer, that's for sure. If you go to school for it, though, make sure you do a lot of research. I didn't do that, and I have a worthless degree. I don't want to call it worthless. It's a lot of money that went into it, and a lot of time. But Unfortunately, I didn't take it as seriously as I should have, much like a lot of my peers, but I'm not making excuses more than anyone than myself. Just make sure when you do go to college, it's for something you're definitely passionate about. Not that I'm not passionate about art, but I didn't explore any other options before deciding that was specifically what I wanted to go for. I know I'm interested in psychology. I'd love to take courses in that someday, but I have other priorities right now. If it pops up in the future, I'll go for it. Definitely. And another thing that you're going to learn about your mom is she veers off when she's given the option to babble. Aside of that, your mother is kind of paranoid. Your dad doesn't as often say that about me as he used to, but I overthink things. I get freaked out, and it's not always necessary. I just have my moments. Well, let's see. Anything else can I say? About a week ago, your dad proposed. That was pretty insane. Honestly, I just thought it was going to be this big gathering. His family was up for the weekend. His family being his dad and his two sisters, your aunts and grandpa. My mom and her boyfriend, my best friend Fox, they all came and went to dinner with us at the End Zone, which hopefully still exists when you're around, older, to know what it means. What it is, I should say. He had apparently asked Sparks the Rescue, which is a band, another thing you'll learn, asked them to play what I later noticed was a bunch of songs that he personally likes, I think by Bruno Mars. Then before he ended up, going to the stage, they played Locked Out of Heaven, which I really hope you have way of accessing and listening to. It's a very good song. Your dad loves it. But I guess they motioned to him or something after the song ended, and he went onto the stage, and one of our favorite waitresses, Jamie, led me to the stage, and at that point, his sisters, your aunts, had already gone to the stage. Well, alongside it with cameras, because I was under the impression they just knew about the band and wanted to have videos of it. No, they were preparing to record your dad's proposal. There's a lot of screaming in the background, which I have to warn you of if you haven't already watched that video. But your dad was amazing. I don't know how he asked, or did everything he did and asked everything, or said anything that he did in front of that crowd without completely freezing up. I know I would have. He was red in the face, which is adorable. But he mentioned, as again you might see if you've already, or may have seen if you already saw the video, but mentioned how we were having a family, and the only thing missing was putting a ring on my finger, pretty much. So he handed the mic back to one of the band members and pulled this gorgeous little red velvet case out of his pocket, which I guess just been hiding there all night, and opened it up, asked me if I wanted to marry him, and of course I said yes. I love your dad, and even though, I'll admit this to you, even though at that point we'd only been together for 8 months and 1 day, the anniversary was the day before that, 8 months and 1 day, it feels like we've been together for a few years, actually. So don't frown upon your parents only being together as long as we have before we had you. Which also, I need to add, he didn't know about you. I didn't, neither of us knew about you before he apparently started preparing to ask me to marry him. He found out probably, I don't know, I think he said February. He was, I think, Aaron, getting everything prepared, and we found out about you in the beginning of March. So you would hopefully be part of the wedding. I really hope so anyway. I don't want to be a big balloon in a dress for the wedding. That's for sure. I mean, yes, you'd technically be there for the wedding, just not in the same dress with me. I think that'd be a little weird, and people get the wrong impression from the photos. And I can't help but go back to it. I know your dad really doesn't think right now that I'm as excited about the pregnancy as he is. But like I said before, it's really different for me, I guess, because I've been looking forward to this for years. I have phases during each year that his dad's TV is doing something weird. I've been having phases for the last few years where I really can't stop looking at baby clothes or the designs, or I think the TV's listening to me. It's a smart TV. It's freaky. Voice control. But I lost track of that. That happened a lot too, you'll notice with me. He's excited in different ways than I am. I have phases, yes, about going shopping for baby clothes, even though I wasn't even pregnant, didn't have my own baby, didn't know anyone with a baby. But I'm glad, as much of a surprise as you were when you're watching this, but you are one that I think came at a perfect time. Me and your dad decided a while ago that if it should happen that me and him would have a baby, or find out we were pregnant, that we'd be happy, and we are. Excited, which we are, again, in our own ways. Sorry, I say I'm a lot. Need to stop and think. He and I say there, I lost my track of thought again. It's still really weird looking at a tablet and talking to myself. Yeah. No matter what, we're happy that we're having a baby. No, we weren't prepared, but anyone I've ever met and talked about pregnancy with say being prepared for a baby is a luxury, but it's not necessary. It's more often than not, you have all the scares of being new parents and everything goes fine in the end. Not that I'm encouraging you to have a family started up when you're really young. I really do think it's smart at least to wait until a certain age. My age. Your dad's still young, but he's very mature for his age, so. Unless you're as mature as he is, then I'll support you at 22. You know, we knew it would be fine if we got pregnant. Don't tell your aunts I worded it that way. It drives them crazy. Because we'd be ready. If any turmoil came about or financial crisis, we'd figure our ways out of it. Right now, I'm working 2 jobs. One is my primary job, make sure I'm insured, so I can safely get us those appointments with the doctor to make sure you're healthy and growing good. And the other job is right now just to make all the purchases of stuff we need before you come along. I bought your crib already, which it's called a pack and play. It's kind of a early crib, if it makes sense. Like a day bed, crib, later on kind of bed when you're a little bigger, and there's even an attachment for changing you on, which I'm not sure if it's completely sturdy, but we'll find out. And it's black and blue and gray, because those are awesome colors. And it's got stars hanging from it. We've got you a matching blanket, and your grandma, my mom, and Aunt Logan, or Aunt Fox, we have gone shopping a lot for themes. I'm gonna apologize now. It's all jungle theme. It just happened that way. Because I like zebra patterns. So I'm getting you zebra stuff. And Grandma is getting you a bunch of giraffes. She really loves giraffes. And Auntie Logan got you lions. So lots and lots of jungle stuff. We already have tons of diapers, thanks to Grandma. Tons of diapers, supplies, little medical tools that we may need with you, your little walkie-talkie things. I can't remember the actual name of. Baby monitors, there we go. What else? I really want to someday get you an actual big wooden crib, but that's for later on. Not too concerned about that right off the bat. Don't have room for it in this little apartment. Not the science crib that I like. Maybe if we end up getting a house, me and your dad, when you're already here, if there's enough room for you to have your own bedroom, I could invest in that little big wooden dream crib and matching changing table and dresser. Mainly because the changing table kind of turns into a shelf that is very convenient for storing things afterward, once you don't need to be changed anymore. We still have to find a stroller and carrier, a car seat, and we've already got you a swing. We've already got you a kind of walking mechanism that you sit in and you can roll around once your legs are long enough. Otherwise, you're surrounded by the little animals and knobs and bowels to keep you entertained. It's huge. Not big enough. Not big enough in our apartment for all of these just yet. We're gonna wait until you're here. We even have, I'm not sure what to call it. It's kind of like just a little seat that's held up, and it has a mechanism I have to get batteries for that plays music and makes the seat bounce a little or vibrate to help you go to sleep. And I know there's more, I just can't think of anything. Your great Aunt Maydeen, I guess you would call her, she even donated a small laundry basket for you because, as she insisted on, we're gonna need it for all the little baby clothes and towels and diapers that we'll have in the future. Your great-grandparents, on my mom's side, they are going to be giving us their washer and dryer from Florida, which hopefully someday, after you're born, we will visit them in Florida. That'd be kind of cool. I've never been there. And I don't know if they'll really be up for taking you camping like they did me and my cousins, but it'd be kind of cool. I say camping, but it's in an RV. So you're nice and safe and in a very cushioned environment, so I don't think I'd freak out too much. I think when I first went camping with them, I was 11 months, or weeks, maybe it was weeks, and I was screaming the whole time I was in your your grandma and grandpa's arms. But when I went to your great grandma and great grandpa's arms, I stopped. I was fine once I was in the car, and I did not want to go back home. I wanted to go camping. So maybe it'll be like me. Or, well, honestly, I don't know how your dad was when he was an infant. Still a lot more to learn. I always ask your dad questions about random periods of time in his life. A lot of times I've asked the questions more than once. It drives me crazy. Obviously, he still loves me. I think I've actually run out of things to say. I had so many plans of things to talk to you about, and I think I've literally mentioned them all. It's actually been half an hour now recording, staring at a tablet, and no one else is hearing me. And ironically, this is also awkward because it's the first time I've really talked this long. At work, I don't really talk that much, and at home, I'm more of a listener. But I guess I'll end the video with saying I hope I don't let you down as a mom. I do love you. I mean, it's weird saying that because I only know what you look like from 4 weeks ago, and as your granddad on my side, my dad, calls you as his little lima bean grandbaby, because you were still really small and kind of looked like an alien. I think once that 20-week ultrasound comes around, we really have a better look at you. It'll be a lot easier to really get it in my brain that, oh my gosh, I'm a mom. But right now, I'm not showing yet, despite what your father says, so it's really hard to get it to stick in my mind. I'm pregnant. Really hard. Despite how hungry or how icky I feel a lot of the time, or how tired, because I've definitely been taking a lot of naps lately. But despite all that, it just feels like I've gained a few pounds. I'm always hungry, tired, and feel sick sometimes in the morning. But I do hope that initial, oh my god, glee, like, tenfold, pops up really soon. Not that I'm not excited about you. You should see how stupid exciting the shopping trips for clothes for you and stuff gets. Actually, I hope you don't ever see that because it's kind of embarrassing. Practically bouncing off the walls with your grandma and Aunt Logan. Way too much fun. Actually, no, never mind. You will end up seeing that, you just won't remember it because we'll be taking you there to see if clothes would fit you. That's a definite. But I will probably make another video another day when your dad is sleeping and I can think of more to say to you. Hopefully with less babbling. I really didn't intend to kind of go off on tangents before. But, I love you. I do. Still weird saying that. 1, to a tablet, and 2, to someone I haven't gotten to know yet. But, I should probably get to bed, actually. It's 10 p.m. and I have to work in the morning. 2 jobs tomorrow. I look forward to recording the next video and hopefully not be as out of it or blundering or anything like that. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.